In reaction to this, the Chávez government fired some 18,000 PDVSA employees, that's 40% of the workforce, and issued arrest warrants against the new president of Fede Cámaras and the president of CTV. As a result, the government now also controlled PDVSA. It's an extraordinary coincidence of history that right after the government had established control over the national oil company, world oil prices rose substantially because of the Iraq War in 2003. These revenues remained high for a long time. With regards to poverty, the polarization from 2002 to 2004 made the situation worse, leading to the all-time high in poverty in 2003. Chávez's popularity had suffered considerably during this crisis, and the opposition collected 3.2 million signatures to hold a referendum against the presidency of Chávez, which is a very nice possibility under the new constitution.
Initially, Chávez tried to fight off the recall referendum altogether. Remember that at the time he didn't have a loyal Supreme Court because of what happened in the 2002 coup. What he did now is to increase the size of the Supreme Court from 20 to 32 judges to give him again a loyal majority in all of the chambers of the Supreme Court. It was also then with this new increased Supreme Court that they recalled the earlier ruling in the case of the generals that the 2002 coup was not actually a coup.
As it became clear that Chávez couldn't fight off the referendum, he started a two-way strategy: to hold off the referendum and meanwhile to boost his popularity. It was at this point that Chávez implemented the now famous misiones, which are social programs directly paid for by oil revenues. So many misiones have this double nature. They are aimed at reducing poverty, like the first misiones Barrio Adentro, Robinson y Sucre, but they are also aimed at winning elections.
We think it's true that the misiones did reduce poverty, particularly severe poverty. But with the economy picking up again, it's rather difficult to know to which part poverty was reduced because of economic growth and to which part it was because of the misiones. The other thing that is difficult to overlook is that the misiones are often rather explicitly used to advertise the government. Like all other state institutions, they are very politicized.
This two-way strategy worked, and Chávez again started becoming very popular. After delaying the referendum for about a year, when Chávez's impeachment was voted on in 2004, it was rejected by 60 to 40%. The opposition then dissolved and boycotted the 2005 parliamentary elections. A terrible political mistake, giving the government a 68% supermajority in the National Assembly with 55% of the votes. Though again, only a quarter of people went voting.
So from the unpopular low point of his presidency in 2002 and 2003, Chávez rebounded to the most popular and dominating position in 2005. By 2005, he had gained control over the soaring oil revenues of the country. He had created the misiones, which provided somewhat politicized social services to the poor. He had asserted the loyalty of the Supreme Court by expanding it to 32 judges. He had gained a supermajority in parliament in an election boycotted by the opposition, where only a quarter of the population voted. And in 2005, for the first time, he declared himself a socialist. And he again became wildly popular. So a booming economy, free social services and education, and an anti-US foreign policy in a time when the US had just launched 2 aggressive wars. What's not to like?